Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're watching Battlestar Galactica. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are starting season 2 of Battlestar Galactica. The way they ended the last episode, I by no means think that they're going to kill off Adama. They might. This is before Game of Thrones, and that's when people were just like, screw the main character. Like, let's hurt everybody's feelings. I don't think that that's the case. I think that he is kind of the crux of the story. That he is the main figurehead. He is the guy. That being said, sometimes the crux of the story, the main figurehead, and the guy end up being the person that's missed the most and creates change all around. So I could be completely wrong and there's a funeral happening. I will be devastated. But I think knowing that there's multiple seasons, my brain is just like in denial that could happen. It very well could. And you guys are going to see me have a very rude awakening at the beginning of this episode. And the fact that Boomer was the one that shot him, I mean, obviously they either, have her in the brig, space her. I think that not having Chief on board of Galactica is 100% a good thing because he won't be there to kind of back her up. I do think there will be a little bit of a problem with Lee. Obviously, Lee doing what he did to XO and then, his father, like, I don't know how that dynamic's going to play out. That whole scene shocked the hell out of me. I did not expect that out of Lee. I don't want to say I agree with it because I don't. But I also don't agree with people just being arrested and because you disagree with the decision that they made. The president is the president because they're the ones that make those decisions. And Adama is not the president. Therefore, even if he disagrees, he's got to let it play out and see how it goes. And it was really weird because I don't really see him acting that irrational normally, and I feel like it might have been just amped up because we're like approaching a finale. And so I kind of found myself a little kind of disappointed in Commander Adama. But I will say that I do think that he's right, that like she shouldn't just all of a sudden go like, I believe in prophecies now, and I believe in this scripture, and I believe that this is true. She can, and she can also say, but like, hey, let's go destroy the ship first, and then go back to Caprica. I feel like there's room to do both. It just, there was an imminent threat, and I understand that imminent threat needed to be dealt with. So once I can see where Commander Adama is coming from, but also like, it's kind of like, well, there are people on the ship that believe in the gods and believe in these prophecies, and you can't just disregard their beliefs. You can't make it the main focus, and there has to be a separation there. But at the same time, it's like, well, let's get rid of the threat, and then let's go find the arrow of Apollo and put it in the tomb of Athena, and that will tell us where Earth is. That's some Indiana Jones stuff, and I'm here for it. By the way, I love space shit. Prototype. We will be coming out with designs soon, so you guys will be able to buy your own. But I've been in love with this t-shirt. Like, I've already washed it like twice because I've just been wearing it like every day. But one thing that I'm like really looking forward to is like maybe there being a group of people on Kobol, and I'm like, as much as I love space shit, I also like when things are very grounded and real and are in reality. But I will say that if we are with Gaius and Head 6 on Kobol, I don't know if things are rooted in reality. I still just can't figure out if he is, in fact, an instrument of a god, the gods, if he is a very fractured brain that is just dealing with the fact that he killed humanity. I'm still not quite sure what's happening with Gaius, and I don't know what Six showed him because it was a bassinet with a light glowing up, and I don't know if that is, Sharon and Hilo's baby, if that is like a vision bassinet with like, this is the world reborn, and it's not really a baby at all. I feel like, because I remember Six asking Gaius, like, do you want to have a baby, or like we should have a baby or something like that. And at the time I was just like, impossible. I guess not. My whole idea of like what the Cylons were is that they were more cyborg than they were human. And now I'm very much learning that they are very much human. They need to eat, breathe, sleep, all that stuff, not nearly as much as humans, because they kind of have an upper hand advantage of being super. But I definitely am leaning more towards like humanoid rather than cyborg. So maybe Six that's on Caprica, I know it's a different Six, but like if the consciousness from Six that saved Gaius's life was downloaded into one of those Sixes, then they know about Gaius and they know about those feelings. And she was really struggling when Doral was talking about, like, I wonder what it'd be like to feel that way, and like kind of mildly jealous of, Sharon feeling what she does with Hilo and being able to explore that, but also Hilo's feelings being returned. And that kind of doesn't happen with Gaius in Six. Like, he never like wanted to commit to her, couldn't say I love you, didn't want children. Like, he was just kind of like, no, why would I do that when the world is my oyster? Well, now it's not. Well, Cobalt could be his oyster, I'm not sure. But considering that the Six that he knows and was downloaded into the other consciousness are gone, besides Shelley, which I don't know where she went. Maybe she's hidden in a vent somewhere. I have no idea. But like, he's on Cobalt and there's no real Six there to have a baby with. But now he's like very much like sold on, he's incredibly special. He is he's the guy. He's the guy. Us. It was a bad joke. I feel bad for even saying it. He's that Gaius. I'm going to put that on a t-shirt. Everything goes on a t-shirt now. The line, everything goes on a t-shirt, putting it on a t-shirt. Now we also have Starbuck, who found Hilo. She also found Six. And Six was taunting her, was just like kind of like, I expected more. Oh, look, it's you. And they got into a little bit of a tussle. And I will say, I'm not used to seeing Starbuck kind of at a disadvantage physically. I mean, she punched the XO, and we see her kind of like hold her own up against other people in the show. And then like she punches Lee in the face and he punches her back. And I was just kind of like, I'm not like a fan of like violence against women, but I was kind of like, I'm actually still worried about Lee in this whole scenario. But then like seeing Six just whoop her ass was like breathtaking. Because not only that, like Trisha is a specimen, but like knowing like Katie and her physicality, like those two together was just kind of like, I was tripping. I was like, I feel like Starbuck should have an upper hand somewhere in all this. No. But finding Hilo and being happy about Hilo, but then seeing Boomer and realizing that her friend that was on Galactica was a Cylon, and she just left everyone. She left everyone to come back to Caprica to get this damn arrow for the president. And now she's kind of probably like overwhelmed with emotions, happy to see Hilo. But now if I were her, I'm questioning whether or not Hilo is a Cylon. I mean, like, that's the whole premise of the show, is like, who's a Cylon? And then, like how she's going to behave with Sharon. I'm worried. And also, like, I don't know why Boomer shot Adama after like seeing all of the other Boomers and blowing up the ship. I guess like they were just kind of like, we'll see you again. And she's like, oh, I guess it's okay to blow this up, so then like we can make everyone like happy. But then like, boom, she's shooting Adama. And I was like, well, what the hell was the point of that? Oh, we'll find out. So I'm interested to see how Starbuck handles all of that, because Starbuck's like, she's really strong mentally. She doesn't have any issues, and this isn't going to trigger anything for her. Except maybe all of her trust issues, maybe some abandonment issues. I'm not sure. She was already dealing with the fact that she found out that Commander Adama lied about Earth. And the fact that the president told her that, the fact that Rosalind spilled that secret, after Lee like kept the secret of her being sick, like safe, and her just immediately being like, well, I want you to do what I want to do. So I'm going to tell you this information that I know is going to shift your mind. I was not only disappointed in Rosalind, but I was even more disappointed in Starbuck for just not being direct with Commander Adama and just being like, why didn't you tell me about Earth? And, like if he kept denying it like he did, like he doesn't have to tell her. He doesn't have to. He's the commander of the ship. He does not have to give that information over to Starbuck whatsoever. But I feel like if she was like, I need to know if Earth exists. Like, I need to know. And you know me. You love me. You care about me. I'm like a daughter to you. Like, tell me about Earth. And if he says then it's like, it doesn't exist, but I wanted everyone to have hope. Like, I think she would actually understand that. I don't know if that would have changed her mind about leaving, but I feel like the way that she got into the Raider and then was like, you lied to me, peace. I think, oof. And it's funny because he wasn't even like, God damn it, Starbuck or anything. He's just like, yeah, I should have saw that coming. Like he should have known having that conversation with her, what was up. And because he's got a very good instinct about him. So when he didn't know or didn't act on it, I was kind of like, that's weird. But then like when he kind of has that moment of where he's just like, yep, played myself. I think that like that he should have saw it coming. And he knows that like, not that he can trust Starbuck with that information, but he knows the consequences of lying to Starbuck, especially when she trusts him so implicitly. Like trust issues are very hard to come back from. And like I said, I don't think she's going to have a problem on Caprica at all. Maybe there's a bunker where there's some human and there's like a therapist in there or something because our girl needs to talk to somebody. Her and Gaius are both head cases. And then the her and Gaius of it all and affecting his ego and kind of like, I didn't think that would affect him so much, but obviously he was a little deeper feeling for either Starbuck or the situation, or like his ego just couldn't take that hit. I'm not quite sure. And maybe he's playing out a scenario that he kind of is having with Six, because like they always talk about them both being blondes and all that. Like, I'm not sure. Trying to figure out really what happened there. I would think ego is the number one thing for Gaius, but it could literally be that he was like, I don't know, feeling something for Starbuck. I feel it's hard because she doesn't really give anything to like gauge like feelings other than like, you want to bang, but like that's not love. So I don't know. And I feel like Gaius 100% knows the distinction between sex and love because he did it all the time with Six. So also her taking off and Lee being, out in space with her, and then him getting arrested. I don't know if that, like, when you support the president, like, I know it's like a mutiny from a ship, but it would be treason if he went against the president. So I'm like, kind of a rock in the hard place there. But we know our boy Lee is firmly in the middle and rides that fence. So I'm interested to see how that plays out, especially with XO, because as much as I didn't like him in the beginning, the actor does an amazing job. And it's not even that I care about him. I just find him so much more intriguing with the addition of Ellen, who is the worst. But then also like his relationship with Commander Adama, his relationship with Starbuck, now his relationship with Lee, and kind of everybody else on the ship. I would like to get more in depth with his character because he's interesting. I thought he was one note. I was wrong. So Sinus was still alive, which was weird. Well, he was kind of alive. He was almost dead. But maybe they let him out of the brig just to die. I don't know. They were like, well, we had to do something with his character. He can't just rot in jail for the rest of the show. But like Chief seems to be way more calm about the situation on Cobol. Crashdown is having a hard time, which I would imagine just losing the other two Raptors and him having to like be in charge. He's not great under pressure. He's very short. He's very angry and mad, and he's probably very stressed. So I don't know if he's the guy you want in an emergency, but I feel like Chief is handling it pretty well. And then Kaylee is with him, so that's great. Is it Kaylee? Kylie? Casey? Shit. Whatever. And then there's two people I don't know who they might as well be wearing red shirts as far as I'm concerned. And I don't know if there's dinosaurs on Cobalt, but I want dinosaurs. It's not going to happen. But still, I was just like, something has to be living there. I don't know. Maybe there were some humans that got left behind. And I don't know if we ever learned why everyone had the mass exodus off of Cobalt. I feel like something happened because the ruins that are left of the city, like there's barely anything there. So it's been a long time. So very curious about Cobalt. I find Cobalt mysterious and interesting, but if they're searching for Earth, why can't they just stay on Cobalt? So I'd like to know why they can't stay on Cobalt, because there's a reason why they left, and there's a reason why they want to find Earth. Maybe Cobalt is Earth. I don't know. But I'm super excited to get back into the show. It's been a couple days. I've been able to digest my boy getting shot, my other boy being put in handcuffs, my other boy having a gun in his face, and then my other boy crash landing on a planet, and all my girls just going ape shit. Everything just went so crazy. So ready to be a little bit more grounded and back to Earth. But the thing is that's great about being on a planet is that when you're up in space with Galactica, the name of the show, Battlestar Galactica, is that the space shit is intense. Love it. Okay, guys, let's get into it. Not dead. He's not dead. Oh, is she lost? She doesn't know what she did. Ooh. Ooh.
I'm your new shipmate, Belladonna. Salt Eye.
It looks so weird.
What's going on? What happened?
Yeah.
The guard, secure that thing in the break.
Hi, sir. Hollis Wensler?
That thing.
Sir, we can't stay here.
Yeah, you gotta go.
Sir!
And none of your pilots are available, so go.
So what's your plan here? Personally, I tend to go with what you know. Till something better turns up.
This is fascinating.
What about our people on the surface of Cobalt?
Gotta go back and get
they're
them
still
at
alive,
some point.
You'll have to wait.
Yeah. I don't like that they're not even by Cobalt, so they can get to Cobalt, but... You put yourself there,
Captain,
boy.
what have they done to you? What's going on?
My father's been shot.
What? Captain,
Whew.
how bad is your father?
Possibly dead.
Bad. 2 bullets in the chest.
Abdomen. Thank you for struggling with it. I appreciate you.
Jump.
I thought we were gonna get the focus pull.
Jump completed.
Report!
What?
Drayden
There were no
says
other
empty
ship.
and no contacts.
No contacts.
Even with the fleet?
Where's the fleet?
Yeah.
D!
Checking all channels.
That's why I have sus all over me with Gata.
No colonial signals. They're gone, sir.
Well, where the hell did everyone else jump, though? That is a big empty space. Yeah. Okay, I will say that I was happy to see Rosalind, like, upset that Commander Adama might die. She might be upset for Lee, but I think that she genuinely respects Commander Adama. She might not like him all the time, but, like, he's a good commander. Whew. The flashback with, like, Colonel Ty. Oh, I like that they put... Yeah. Instead of credits of the people that are in the show, they have... Do I still have to not watch? No! Ha!
You're going to make a wonderful father.
Speaking metaphorically, of course.
And literally. She's our child, guys. Our little girl.
That's not how that works. You're in his head, sweetheart. Oh, it is an actual baby.
Do you want to hold her?
Yes.
Me when someone asks if I want to hold their baby.
I'm having a little difficulty.
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to understand. I want to understand.
Same.
Am I the father?
Excuse me?
Oh, I enjoy Gaius so much.
Galactica will be sending a rescue party. Everybody down!
Same.
That's silence?
I think we should double check the supplies before we bug out.
Sorry, Chief, we don't have the time. If that's an aircraft turbine, they're gonna be on us any moment.
LT, we gotta make sure we have everything.
We don't have the time, Chief!
I don't think Crashdown's a good leader. And I love Sam, but I trust Chief in this scenario.
This time ours were updated, but theirs weren't.
Oh, shit!
Data was supposed to transmit them to the rest of the fleet.
So it's Data's fault.
The kid
Yep.
was overwhelmed. He had his hands full.
And he's a Cylon.
All I'm saying
This is Bill Adama's ship. This is his command. His orders are still the word of the gods in this ship.
He's so loyal.
This will be Adama's command until the day he dies. And we are not going to let him die.
Oh, the Doc Coddle's on the other
So
ship.
say we all. So say we all. As you were.
Fuck. I don't know how that just occurred to me. Hilo? Damn it. Not that I'm sad to see Sam. Nice to see you pulling your own weight. Gaius doing some actual physical labor is a good thing. Build some character. Maybe. Oh, God.
Where's the med kit?
Left something behind?
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
Garrett.
Back at the crash site.
I'm sorry, sir, but I don't remember you telling me.
did!
Easy, Crashdown. Good
Fluid.
grief.
If he doesn't get more Cerazone soon, he's not gonna make it.
Yeah, he's not meant to be in this scenario. He's just really not.
We three go. Leave that. Leave your backpack. Tarn, you're bringing up the rear. In the middle. Shh. Eyes and ears.
Chief is it, man. Getting shit done. Calmly.
That is not the real Sharon. That is some cheap knockoff copy.
I'm not a copy. I'm Sharon. I remember the first day I met you, Starbuck. You were puking your guts out in the head because you'd eaten bad oysters on the bridge.
Don't do that. Hey! I don't like it, and I don't like you.
Fair.
So the best thing you could do is just keep your damn mouth shut.
Starbuck?
She needs to process this, by the way.
Carl, do not think that I will not shoot.
Not gonna let you kill her! Okay? She's carrying my child.
Oh, Hilo.
My God, men are so painfully stupid sometimes. How do you know that?
I know, all right?
He just wants it to be true.
No.
Oh, is it her? Oh! Sharon took it! Oh, you bitch!
Bitch took my ride.
Yep. Damn it.
You really believe that we can get back in the fleet?
Yeah, I do.
How long till Doc Cottle's aboard?
At least 12 hours
It's
plus.
gonna be a while.
Yeah. I don't know what you do in
You're
this
gonna have to go in
situation. Oh, is she qualified for that?
I'm just a medic.
Today you're a doctor.
That's not fair. That's not fair. Triage is much different than surgery.
Open cell.
Okay. I'm so nervous right now. Don't hit her. I know you want to, but don't.
How's the commander?
Not be bringing her.
Then he's alive.
For now.
Thank the gods.
Oh, I knew that was coming. Yeah.
Just get it over with, you fracking coward.
Oh, wrong person to say that to.
Give me your sidearm. Give me your gun. Yes, sir.
Just shoot me. Get it over with.
No. Ty. Saul. I'm like overwhelmed with emotion right now. Oof. Oh, what a beginning. Stomach is in knots. This actor looks familiar and I don't know why.
If anybody should on mob duty, it's LT.
Oh!
Get down!
Oh! Oh no!
Top the ridge!
Who would be shooting at them?
Oh!
Oh!
Callie! Help me out here, Callie!
Oh! But who is shooting?
You're okay. It's okay. It's okay. Get on my back.
Because like the toaster Cylons could just like come marching in, right? They don't have to be in a fixed position.
Hey, look at me. Look at me. Stay with me. Stay with me. Here, be with me. Be with me. Come on. Come on. Hey, hey.
Oh. Sorry about the red shirt comment. R.I.P. Tarn.
Let's go.
Good job, Callie. Not that I love that Chief takes things hard, but I love that it's not so easy for him to just go through it. Yeah, you messed up, boy. Cylon. What are you doing? Well, that was an idea. I have no idea what that did.
But I can devise a software firewall that will buy us more time.
Really? You're gonna outthink the Cylons at computer software?
Sir, if we don't do this, we're never gonna find the fleet. Certainly not before the commander dies.
Gata, sleeper agent.
This is still the old man's command.
It needs to be your command, Saul.
Begin jump prep. Those are my orders.
You watch me. I'll have my own Battlestar one day.
Open up, please.
Not wrong. Yeah, what happens when this door opens up? Like, what?
Best I can make it, sir. Wish Dr. Baltar was here.
Hell with that. Take your work over that shifty son of a bitch any day.
Stand by.
Kinda. Just because he called Baltar Gaius a shifty son of a bitch. I don't like calling him Baltar. It's a weird name.
Multiple Cylon raiders, bearing 487, Karam 221.
They kind of knew that. But why would they still be sitting there waiting? That is wild. I have never seen that happen. I never knew how the ships got out. That is wild. But like, why would the base star still be waiting? Like, in what world would they be like, they're gonna come back? I mean, obviously, unless they know the plan.
Oh, we know I'm gonna clean up. My boy, shut up and focus. This is not a simulation.
Yeah, no shit. I like that hot dog is still around. It's like his dad has pull or something.
Sierra Alpha, we got a new bogey. What is that thing?
What is that thing?
Whatever it is, it's bearing on Galactica. We gotta take it out. Apollo, hot dog defensive.
Will you pray with me?
Oh. She's apparently the blessed one, so she's probably not going anywhere.
And show us the knowledge of your certain salvation. We offer this prayer.
It's either the best day of your life or the worst moment of your life. What is that thing? That's wild. Oh. Space shit!
Cylon target within gun range.
Wow. I don't think you did. But that'd be a way to infiltrate, yes?
We have a solution for the fleet's position.
Break the network.
Network is broken.
Tell the Vipers to get back aboard.
We're getting awful lucky today.
Yeah. Luck might run out.
4, 3, 2, jump.
But that Cylon ship that crashed into them is still there. It's going with them. Is the fleet here? No one destroyed the fleet, right? Where be the fleet?
From now
Did she
on,
do it?
no more heart massages for me. I'm sticking to pills and enemas.
Been a long day. Oh. I don't think that's his wife back there either. What are you doing?
Major Adamas, compliments. He wishes me to inform you you've been reinstated in the Colonial Fleet with the rank of captain.
Wow.
Major Adama.
Welcome back to the fleet, sir.
Bill really believes in him, huh?
You never should have brought me back in the service. If you'd just let me be, I'd have died back there in Caprica along with everyone else and been happier for it. I don't want to command. I never did. Don't you dare die on me now.
Yeah, I was worried about this. Who's in there? Is the whole ship biological, or is somebody actually physically in there? Shit. Okay, so what an episode to start off season 2. It's funny because I was like, I want more from Colonel Ty. Here we go. You know what? It's funny because I don't like Ellen, but I feel like she pretty much told him what he needed to hear, which was like, get it together. Like I don't know if she wanted Bill necessarily to die, but like she definitely was like, you're the commander of the ship. Like, get it together. Not in so many words. I don't know if she was that supportive, but like she wasn't I don't think she was trying to manipulate the moment there, which was good. Do I think he's fit to be a commander? Ooh, I think in a pinch he can make decisions that can change the current situation. It seems to be for the better, but I also think that that entire situation, I could 100% be wrong, but I don't trust Gaeta. I feel like the numbers were wrong on purpose. It's the same thing with like the photo and Gaius. I don't know. I just do not trust Gaeta. The fact that he got the coordinates wrong, the fact that they went somewhere else, that they had to then connect to the network in order to then find the fleet wherever they were. It's just suspicious to me. And I know the show like makes you a little nervous and paranoid about who could and could not be a Cylon. And I just think that like he's just too good of a boy. He just does too good of a job, or he's too nice of a person, or he's not prominent enough of a character. But it's just those moments where I'm like, that's interesting. And Ellen actually being like, it's not normal for you to let a slip up like that go by. Like, that's a really weird thing to do. And oh, like the craziness of the situation. I mean, during the miniseries, like, he was 100% just like, boom, 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 boom. You're telling me that, like, he couldn't handle that moment. And yeah, I don't think he expected the commander to be shot in front of him, but I also think that, like, he's sus. The fact that Boomer had just blown up the Cylon, what do they call it? The base star. And, like, it's seemingly like she was like, I'm not a Cylon. All y'all other Sharons can get fucked. And I'm out of here. And then she's just like, downloaded, boom, commander, and then snaps out of it. It's almost like it's enough to trigger Gata to do what he did. You know what I mean? Like, not in a, oh, it made Gata mess up. It turned Gata Cylon on, maybe? I don't know. I just don't trust Gata. I will feel so bad if I'm incredibly incorrect, because I think he's a great character. I love the actor. I think that, like, he does such an amazing job. But I definitely, as trust goes, he's like the lowest on the list. And, like, for some reason, Ty moves up a little bit every single time. I'm kind of seeing him battling alcoholism before he got back into the fleet, seeing that Bill wasn't in the fleet and got back in because of his in-laws. And then seeing Saul being brought back into the fleet by Bill, even after he saw what an alcoholic Saul was and continues to be. And, like, I don't know if that's just being a good friend, but, like, I feel like if you're in command of a ship, you're just kind of like, maybe you need to get some help first before you're, you know, a captain of the fleet again. Sometimes I don't know what to think of Saul. I really don't. I felt like he handled the situation really well, but, like, saying that this is still Bill's command, it is still Commander Adama's command, he's in charge of the fleet, I think was kind of like saying, like, I don't want to make these decisions, so I'm going to do what Bill would do, so I'd think. And then he ends up saying, like, we're going to make this jump, and that's my command. And I feel like he will take responsibility for that decision, and hopefully, I mean, now with these Cylons on board, the toasters, at least they can't infiltrate in a sneaky way. Like it's obvious that they are the Cylons, so you shoot them. I imagine that they're gonna want to investigate that crash, but I don't know where those Cylons would hide. Lee being let out of the brig just to be, you know, the captain, and then going back to the brig whenever he is not doing his job. I don't know if Bill's going to wake up and just be like, let my son out of there, or he's going to be like, you need to learn a lesson, because obviously he was picking, I mean, he wasn't really picking a side, but he was picking a side in a sense, but not wholly and completely. I think he was just really wanting to stop conflict, and the only way to do that was to put himself in the middle of it, because he knows that, like, he's probably that one thing that, like, mom and dad aren't gonna, like, continue to argue over. They're gonna be like, whoa. Really curious to see how that pans out. It was very different this episode too, like when he was talking to the president before he left, and the way he was talking to Saul before he got put into a Viper. He didn't do that for nothing. Like, he did stand his ground. He stood up for something that he believed in. I don't know if him not making that decision changes anything. Like, having the president is still in the brig, like, which is where, you know, Commander Adama wanted her. I don't know if he has the authority to tell a president that, like, she's no longer serving. I feel like that was a weird emotional response out of Bill. Since when do we call him Bill? I think they just called him Bill a lot in this episode, so I'm just like, oh, we're buddies now. Buddies with Bill. And you also saw the guard, like, say, like, hey, pray with me, and, you know, is like talking about how Rosalind is a prophet of the gods of Kobol. I always want to say Kabul because Dr. Coddle. Anyway, he kind of believes her to be a prophet, that's not good. It's kind of like the Gaius being an instrument of God thing. It's just like people putting too much faith and belief into a person is like, uh-oh. And then, Gaius believing that he is an instrument of the god, that it's just all of those things are extremely dangerous. And, even like Rosalind's belief in the prophecy and all the turmoil that came out of that, especially with Starbuck being now on Caprica, like she made that happen. And while she was very like sad about Commander Adama being shot and that, it was possible that Lee was going to lose his father. I mean, I like that out of her, but like, I'm still very mad about the whole Starbuck thing. I just feel like they really could have taken on the Battlestar first, and then I don't know, they really could have used her with the Battlestar where they were, not just the one at Kobol. Anyway, now with Starbuck on Caprica, in Caprica City, it's another one of those turducken things. She has the arrow of Apollo. She very much doesn't trust Sharon, and I don't blame her. I wouldn't either, especially after what she's been through, like I said, with her trust issues. And like, how does Hilo actually know that Sharon's pregnant? And like, I'm very much with Starbuck where I'm like, they're machines, they're not human. But like, I have seen over the course of a couple episodes that they are more human than we would like to believe. And I do think thinking them of just machines is a tad bit, keeps you in denial. And you have to like kind of think outside the box and think a little bit broader and wider and be like, okay, maybe they are human. And even if she is carrying your child, like what happens when she has that child? Is it like a super Cylon or is it a human? Like what, where do we, like, on what scale are we happy or sad about this? And what do you do with that child? Like, is that like the new Jesus? Like what, like, like, I don't know. So it's just like Starbuck just learned all this news. She's just processing it all. Of course she wants to shoot Sharon. I get it. And while I think that it is never good to be in cahoots with, there's that word again, with a Cylon, that it's kind of good to have Sharon around if she's willing to help, but you also don't know long-term what that means. And in Hilo, I would like to say that he's been done right by her ever since. I don't think that there's been anything besides the manipulation of making him fall in love with her and kind of giving him the consent to then forget about Chief and just let's do it. I think she's been more helpful than hurting, but at the same time, I don't know. I don't know what happens with that baby. Speaking of babies, the whole Six and Gaius thing, like that's in his head. Like that is head Six talking. And like, he's seeing like the bassinet, like, or the cradle or whatever, like out in the open. And oh, he's such a fractured brain. He's so broken. And she's like, oh, it's our future child. And it's just like, and I love how he was just like, when she's like, do you want to hold our daughter? And he's just like, I mean, sure. Like that is 100% me when someone's like, you want to hold my baby? Because I'm just like, now what? What do I do with this thing? Like some people are built for it, some are not. I'm not really built for it. Sometimes they're absolutely adorable and they're fun, but for the most part, I'm just like, I don't want to break it. Like, why is it crying? It smells like poop. Take it. But I'm wondering, because he was dreaming, but we know that like sometimes head Six makes him a little prophetic himself, and come up with things like pointing to a building and go, destroy that. Like, hand to God, really good guesser. And like I said at the beginning, I it's not that I don't like Crashdown, but I don't want him in charge when it comes to this situation. Chief has a much like cooler head. He's able to think rationally. He's able to put together a team. And even though Tarn died, it was still a success because they got the med kit. And Tarn could have died either way, but like, that Chief took charge of that situation and that like, he has control of himself. And Crashdown is just all over the place. You know, him kind of like just being like, okay, well, you forgot it. You're going to go get it. And it's just like, hey, can we, I don't know, breathe, take a breath, calm down just a little bit. I don't really think Crashdown's the best person to have in charge in this situation. And I think Chief 100% is. And I have a feeling at some point they're probably going to butt heads because it's going to be painfully obvious that like Chief is right in this scenario. And he was right. Like if they had, waited and just collected everything that they needed to, they wouldn't even have had to go back and Tarn would still be alive. Maybe. I mean, there might have been a ship that flew over top and bombed them or whatever, but I'm curious as to who was shooting at them. If it were the Cylons, I don't want to call them toasters. I really don't. OG Cylons, or if it's new generation Cylons, if it's humans, if it's people that like are still left on Kobol, I'm curious to see as to who was shooting at them. And then with Sharon taking the Raider on Caprica, I get Starbuck's anger. I get why she's feeling the way that she does. I get why she wants to do what she wants to do. And now she doesn't have her ship. And I don't know what Sharon's doing with it and where she's going. I don't know if she's trying to prove something to Starbuck. Like, I don't know if she like comes back with like something to assist them or, I don't know. Like I feel like she has to prove something to Starbuck, probably repeatedly. It probably doesn't just take one time and Starbuck's like, you know what? You're one of us. I don't think that that's the case. But I do feel like we haven't seen the last of Sharon. I don't think she's escaping to go back with the rest of the Cylons. I do think that she's going to try to help one way or another and to try to convince Starbuck that she can be trusted. Even though I think that you can trust her maybe 80%. The other 20, you have to think that it might be like a Cylon something or another. Trap, infiltration, long-term manipulation. She could be playing a long game, chess, not checkers. We'll see. But guys, if you want to watch the full-length reaction to this episode, it will be available on my Patreon as well as up to 2 episodes early. In the meantime, like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. And I always ask questions, and people leave spoilers in the comments. So what did you think of this episode in particular? It's a lame question. I really like thinkers. I like to think if people are thinking the same thing I am, but it's a 20-year-old show, so it's really hard to ask those questions. But yeah, I this season 2 started out with a bang. Lots of space shit. It was beautiful. A new ship, a new Cylon ship. We're all over the galaxy now. We're in Caprica, Kobol, somewhere else in space, somewhere lost in space, and then back together again, with a Cylon ship with Cylons in tow. That's going to go well. So guys, come back here for episode 2. Super excited. I love this show. Okay guys, I'll see ya.